end up working at a La Taco. I had 6 platinum records, and I starred in 5 Hollywood movies.
Baby, let's make a run for the border. I've got a hunger only tacos can stop. I know exactly what I'll order. 3 tacos, 2 tostadas, and a soda pop. I need to make a run for the border. If you pay, I'll take off my top. Do you remember what...
Hey everybody, welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? Jack Attacks the Cast. That's right, Jack Nicholson this season. I am your host, Patrick Scahill, and joining me on the line is Joey from the Block.
Hey, I'm Joey from the Block. I don't know how that song goes.
Well, you're still Joey from the Block.
I am.
Yeah. And on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. And our sponsor this week is Jean-Luc Brodard. That's it. Lev,
Say Brodard?
Brodard. Lev, there's no further copy. It just is the name. What is that? Okay. All right, we don't know. I'm getting shrugged shoulders. We don't know. That was all they sent. So, Jean-Luc Brodard. Google it, I guess. All right, Joe, what movie are we doing this week?
We watched 1996 American neo-noir crime thriller Blood and Wine, directed by Bob Rafelson.
Can I tell you, this was a really hard movie to find, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
I couldn't get the name right. Be like Blood and Honey.
Blood and
Honey.
Did you get that Winnie the Pooh movie?
Honey and Wine. Red wine, red and wine,
blood red,
blood and. Like I just couldn't get the two nouns aligned with each other. Wine and blood.
Did you eventually find it? Did you watch this movie?
Yeah, eventually I just went Jack Nicholson Blood, and then
AB positive.
Yeah, you mean Blood and Wine? Like, oh, okay, phew, all right. Okay. What happens in Blood and Wine?
What happens in Blood and Wine? I'll tell you. A man who has failed as a father and a husband, Burn, commits a heist to make money for his fledgling business, but things become complicated when his wife interferes.
Working with the enemy, you could say.
Working with the... Wow.
Working with the enemy. Perhaps the pre-parted.
I like these. Now we gotta say, we gotta reveal.
Yeah.
Did we like it?
Did you like it, Joe?
On three.
Okay.
1, 2.
Kind of.
This movie was great. This is such a return to form for like fun, like Nicholson being a fucking asshole, being great. I had a great time with this. The cast is bananas. Just great time. Michael Caine in shoe polish hair color dye.
Yeah, Michael Caine looks much better when he's older.
He is also like super paunchy in this. We love the gut.
Yeah, he and Jack, just two fat dudes.
Jack actually looks pretty good in this. No, Michael Caine looks like fucking shit. He's constantly like
Michael
hacking
Caine
up a
looks
lung.
like late 80s Jack Nicholson.
He kind of looks like if Vince McMahon just like let himself go, because he's got the crummy mustache. He's got the fake hair dye.
Vince McMahon has a mustache?
He has a little mustache now. A little tiny mustache.
So he hasn't always had it.
No, this is new.
Okay. Well, that's why I don't know. Okay.
We have some fun featurings like Harold Perrineau,
the dad from Lost.
Yep. What's his name? His kid's named Walt.
His kid's name is Walt. Yeah, that's what I remember because he said it over and over again. Walt, where are you, Walt? Michael, like maybe he had like a really boring name.
That's definitely it, Michael. Yeah, we got Judy Davis, who's been great in Barton Fink.
Judy Davis, who's Judy Davis in this movie?
She's the mom, Nicholson's wife.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Been in Husbands and Wives, Marie Antoinette, Naked Lunch.
Naked Lunch, very different from this movie.
I love it.
Oh no, wait, no, it's not. I'm thinking of the Naked Gun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, much different. We got Jennifer Lopez, very early in her career.
Yes.
And we have Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, boring 90s Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. Okay. I agree too. He's really boring.
It's
But
what you thought of the guy from A Safe Place. That's what I think of Steven Dorff in this movie. Just charisma, plot vacuum. Just
yeah, absolutely. I don't know what to do with him. But the one piece of trivia here I got for you. Ethan Hawke was the first choice for the role of Jason. He had a long phone conversation with Jack Nicholson, where Nicholson was trying to convince him, but he was finishing his first novel, The Hottest State, and had to turn down the role. So this would have been right after Before Sunrise?
right after it. Yeah.
Right
okay.
after. That was 95. This is 96. He's already done Reality Bites.
Yeah. I like that Jack sort of knows good acting, and he's like, we got to get this guy, Bob. He knows what to do.
And Bob's like, well, this guy will do, right? He's like, he kind of looks like he looks you with the sunglasses on. I guess. doesn't have to be, because you know what? It's his stepson.
You know, there's this little like thumbnail that came up with the video, and it's like Jack and Dorff in the car. But in the thumbnail, Dorff looked, because maybe he had the sunglasses too, he looked like Kevin Bacon. So I go, oh, Jack and Kevin, this'll be cool.
They worked very, very briefly on A Few Good Men.
Yeah, we got like 20 minutes going into it, and I go, where the F is Kevin Bacon?
Oh, no.
When's this guy showing up? It looked like he was going to be important. Michael Caine? No, where's Kevin Bacon? And then it kind of slowly dawned on me. We're just getting Dorff, huh? But then Dorff, ostensibly the main character, fortunately, not in it as much as I had feared. Takes a back seat for a long time.
Thank God.
Maybe that was like an editing choice. Like there were more Dorff scenes and plot lines, and they were like, we got to cut this guy out. He's got to go.
I mean, the movie is pretty short. It's like a regular Rafelson length, but it's pretty short.
But it has, a giant amount of plot.
Yeah, 95 minutes. Sir Michael Caine had decided to quit acting after being greatly disappointed with the production of Bullet to Beijing and the sequel, Midnight in St. Petersburg.
I don't blame him.
Jack Nicholson convinced Caine to come out of retirement to work on this movie. Caine had such a good time that he decided to continue acting and get another Oscar a couple of years later.
Yeah, Jack essentially being like, all right, listen, Bob, we're not doing another Man Trouble. We're not going to have that happen again. We're getting the best. We're punching up this script. Let's go. Let me call him up.
The last thing I got for you is...
Did Jack call up J-Lo and be like, hey, try out this acting thing, see if you like it?
Well, I mean...
Was there a story behind the J-Lo casting?
I don't think so, but Jennifer Lopez is just coming off of Jack.
She's in Jack?
She's Robin Williams' teacher.
Whoa. I don't think I've seen Jack since before I knew Jennifer Lopez was a singer. I had no idea.
So she's worked with Coppola. Now she's like, who's next? She worked with Coppola on one of his worst movies.
The guy from Head. Let me work with him on one of his mediocre films.
Excuse you. Out of his entire filmography, definitely not a mediocre film.
Mediocre. Oh, Steven Spielberg, let me work with you on the BFG. Wouldn't that be fun?
Is that what you're equating this to?
If we're just picking great directors who make bad movies sometimes and being in those, yeah, why not?
Also considered for the role, I guess, before Nicholson was attached, was Gene Hackman, Robert Duvall, and James Caan. Yeah, sure, okay, definitely. They all make sense.
Listen, Bob, you were getting Jack. Let's all calm down here, okay? I'm glad the Man Trouble didn't sour the friendship between you two, because apparently Carol Eastman got put out to pasture after that one.
That is too bad. Bob Rafelson has a story by credit on this.
Saw that, yeah.
I have no idea who these screenwriters are. They don't have any... I have no details for them.
Bob Rifelson's friends, and he's like, all right, I'll help you get in the guild. Here you go.
This movie came out in September 19th in 1996 at one film festival, and then it was dumped in February in 1997.
What festival does it say?
The San Sebastian.
Yep, okay. Not one we've heard of.
Yep. The budget for this movie was $26 million.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. It made... it'll be nice. Let's say it made $50 million.
Can you subtract $49 million?
No. What was it put in, like, a theater?
I'm going to look that up right now. I don't know. Was it put in a theater?
It made $1 million?
$1 million.
It just feels absurd. Or maybe, like, we've overrated Jack Nicholson's star power.
I guess, but I mean...
Because even when The Rock and Julia Roberts are making a turd, they're still full... that's...
It opened in 166 theaters.
That's not good.
More than one. But not a lot. Probably played smaller markets. This movie's totally a programmer, though. This is easy to digest. It's not an art house film. Put this thing in fucking theaters. I gotta tell you, I had a great time with this, though. It was so wonderful.
I won't lie. I'm surprised it didn't do so well.
This is fun. This is so much better than Man Trouble. This is a lot more fun than the remake of what's the one he did with
What? I don't know what the Wolfman? I don't know what you're talking about.
Wolfman. Come on.
I guess his was just called Wolf.
It's the Postman always rings twice.
Yeah.
The other Rafelson. I'm saying the Rafelsons.
Oh, I see. We're going through the Rafelsons.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'd put them on par with each other, but they're there for different reasons. Yeah.
Okay. I had way more fun with this one. This is definitely my second favorite Rafelson.
You are insane.
No.
Second favorite?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I
Lev, I can't do this anymore. He's gone too far.
This movie's a great time.
Maybe this is going to be like a reverse blended. And then like 5 years from now, I'll be like, all right, Blood and Wine was okay, Joe.
But I like Blended now. Are you saying that yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to come around to Blood and Wine. But right now, I don't hate it. On the scale of Man Trouble to 5 Easy Pieces, we're certainly closer to 5.
Yeah.
But
I do also want to remind you how bad it's been for a long time with Jack. Once in a while, you get like a Few Good Men, but he's only in like 15 minutes
and
of that
I didn't even
movie.
like that much either. But as I was watching this, I go, well, it's not The Crossing Guard.
Exactly. It's not The Crossing Guard. It's not Man Trouble. It's not... What else have we watched recently?
If I need a bad movie, I would rather Man Trouble than Crossing Guard. Because at least I go to Man Trouble, I go like, wow, this movie's really bad. Wow, look at all the bad things this movie's doing. And The Crossing Guard, I'm just there not caring. I'm like turning into a potato. I'm growing roots. Little sprouts are coming out of me as I'm barely functioning in my brainwave. Like, just, I was so dead to that movie.
Yeah.
I wish it were bad like Man Trouble. It just is.
Remember the two Jakes?
Yeah, messy. But I think I would take that over this.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just kind of...
Ironweed?
Ironweed. I would definitely take this over Ironweed. Well, that was the 80s. Of course the 80s were bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? 90s didn't seem to be great. And it also seems hard...
Saying. We're at the tail end of his 90s because he's got like maybe one or two other films after this in the 90s, and then it's done.
It's just so...
He's dancing with Jennifer Lopez after he's kind of like figured out the heist, and I'm like, look at him.
That's why you cast Jack. You're like, he's charming young women.
He's so
dancing
happy
with them.
though, and like when he's doing the heist in the mansion with Michael Caine, and they're like
Yeah.
Michael Caine has to drop down from the ceiling, and he's just like heaving and like breathing really heavy. I'm like, this is great. They're like doing a little heist together, and then like he takes a picture of him with the jewels, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna come back. Oh, it was wonderful. I loved it all.
Yeah, Stephen Dorff also at some point when Jennifer Lopez had to seduce him, like drops a knife, and I go like Chekhov's knife, but that actually never ended up coming up again.
Yeah, they had a scene that was, I guess, cut out from the theatrical version of it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Guess it was too spicy.
Taco spice. Yes. That's not a dig on Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, I got you.
That's a reference to South Park's dig on Jennifer Lopez. That's all. Don't get mad at me. Don't write into me at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. Write into those guys.
Could I give you some Roger Ebert?
Roger, Roger, Roger. Roger, 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 Roger. R-O-G-E-R. R-O-G-E-R.
Let's see if Ebert can be the tiebreaker here.
Film critic Roger Ebert wrote, Blood and Wine is a richly textured crime picture based on the personalities of men who make their living desperately. Jack Nicholson and Michael Caine are the stars as partners in a jewel theft that goes wrong in a number of ways, each way illustrating deep flaws in how they choose to live.
Well, how many stars did he give? Did he say?
I'm looking at it right now.
Because sometimes he'll say that and be like 1 star, or sometimes it'll be like complete mess. Nobody knew what it was doing. 2.5 stars.
3.5 out of 4 stars. Thumbs up. Me and Raj were having a great time.
Yeah. Lev, what did you think? Well, the silence is a bit damning. I think he's on your side too, Joe. Fine.
I had such a great time with this. It was a blast. I was watching the movie and then like Nicholson's like ready to go to New York with Lopez, and he comes home and his wife is like ready and like showing like, oh, I don't need that cane anymore. My wounds are all healed or whatever. And he's packing the bag, and then she's just like calling him out on all this shit, and then she fucking whacks him in the head with the golf club. I'm like, oh no, is he gonna die already? I'm like, no. And I was like, is this gonna happen? And I was like, thank God it didn't happen, because I was like, the movie would have gone downhill if he died.
I didn't want to be left with just Dorf
Exactly,
versus Kane.
Like you said, he kind of is the main character, or he's our way into the movie. And then I'm like, are we just gonna get Dorf the whole way? And is this going to be like a mother and son on the run thing now? And I'm like, oh, please no. But it didn't do that, and I was very grateful. Yeah,
the credit I'll give the script is it does often upend itself and have to kind of reboot the plot every now and then, which is good for keeping you interested. And while doing a noir thing, the script does have weird little quirks that you wouldn't expect in a noir, that either subvert or sidestep some tropes. All good there. Like Michael Caine just being coffee, kind of crappy villain, fine. Like none of these people are particularly strong, threatening people. So okay. I will also say, script, you kind of wasted Jennifer Lopez here. You didn't really do much with her. You were setting up this really interesting thing, this strong dramatic irony. She's like this connective force between the two factions, we'll call it. And she knows Jack Nicholson was trying to steal a necklace. And Stephen Dorff didn't know that Jack Nicholson was, and didn't know that she was in on it. And you could have done this really interesting thing where she's sort of the go-between much earlier in the film, and it's a much more important part of it as everything's still being on uneven ground. And they just were like, all right, well, we're going to put her over here for most of the movie. And then we'll kind of put her back here at the end because we got to do this femme fatale thing. I think that was an unfortunate turn your script took. I don't know, though. Maybe I was just disappointed there was no bacon. You know, I'm like, I can't eat these eggs without bacon. I'm just sitting there the whole time not enjoying the film because I'm waiting for more bacon to happen. And I would say the movie does another thing that annoys me quite a bit when movies do this, where two things happen right close to the end. One is Jennifer Aniston leaves with the necklace.
Jennifer Aniston? I love it.
Jennifer Lopez. Were they ever in a movie together? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. It's too much Jenny in one.
Did Jennifer Aniston ever date Ben Affleck?
No, that's Jennifer Garner.
Jen's for that's why Ben Affleck went from Jennifer Lopez to Jennifer Garner, because he had the big Jennifer tattoo on his arm, and now he didn't have to change it.
Exactly.
Genius. Good work, Ben. People don't give you enough credit. No. Jennifer Lopez driving away with the necklace, then stops suddenly, then has a look on her face, and then turns around. Now, nearly the same time, Stephen Dorff's ramming a bow into Jack Nicholson, blood in his eyes, angry, then suddenly stops, has a look on his face, and then helps his dad. These abrupt turn shifts that are not motivated in anything in the movie by anything. There's no impetus that causes these beat changes to happen in the script, and that's why we have to get one of these stupid looks. Yeah,
Okay.
to let us know that they have randomly and suddenly changed their minds. That super duper annoys me because they were like, well, we need this to be the ending, but we don't know how to get here to here. So they just changed their mind for some. If you had at least set up Dorf and Jack having kind of a nice relationship, he could be like, well, he's my stepdad. I know this last 2 days have been dangerous, but, he did raise me. But, it seemed the whole time they didn't like each other. That wasn't set up, and she had this goal. She was mad at these people, and I don't blame her for turning on them because they made her be a nanny in high heels, and that's just cruel. So if she wants to steal from them, fine.
Rude. They're so rude to her. At the beginning
Rudeness
of the movie.
is one thing. High heels for the whole day, chasing around a kid, and your giant house you gotta walk around? That's not comfortable. Let her wear sensible shoes. My goodness.
And then they fire her, the next day.
Yeah, then they fire her anyway. They're like, your heels weren't high enough. She wants to steal from them. She wants the money to bring her whole family over here. Mm-hmm. Makes total sense to me. Makes it a little sympathetic that she runs off with the necklace at the end. And then says, no, I would feel bad because of, I don't know, morals or something she has never shown the whole movie. She's like, here, Jack, you can have it. I don't love you anymore, even though you were the one who should feel betrayed because I actually chose the diamonds over you that then I didn't even want. That sort of bugged me because you've been doing okay. That was dumb. I thought we were getting I'm like, oh, Dorf comes down the stairs after wrestling a shark that I believe was a metaphor, but I can't figure out for what. He comes down the stairs and we find out that he works for Jack, and I go like, ooh, tense dad, power dynamic. All right, we've seen this movie before. And then you find out it's the stepdad, and you go, okay, interesting. And he's like stuffed shirt Jack. He's like, you got to do the rules, and you got to show professionalism, and you got to... And I think, okay, Jack kind of against type here, Bob, and not doing the King of Marvin Gardens thing again. And then immediately Jax takes off the mask, and he's like, hey, J-Lo, want to get nasty? And I go, all right, well, Jack's back, I see.
I don't think he says that.
That persona went away pretty quickly. Yeah, hey, J-Lo, my name is Jack, but you can call me Mr. Nicholson if you're nasty. Ooh.
Call me Mr. Nicholson.
Mr. Nicholson if you're nasty. Ooh.
I think it's the ending of the movie where Jack is on the dock, and I get what he slips, or he's trying to climb back up the dock.
He's trying to climb back up the dock, but he's fucking tired from being old and beaten up by 90s Ryan Reynolds.
Is almost in his 60s at this point.
I get it then. Yeah.
And they crush his legs twice.
Twice.
And he's like, oh!
I would almost prefer Steven Dorff getting some dumb, stupid, sentimental flashback of him and his dad being buds, and
he's catching the ball
I can't do
something.
it. Instead, yeah, whatever. Instead of just suddenly he's like, nah, all right, I'm done. All right, I made my point. There you go. Let me help you up now. I feel bad.
Right off in the sunset.
At least he and J-Lo didn't get together at the end, because I'd be like, she didn't even like you for most of the movie and was using you, and you guys just got over that real quick?
Yeah, and she's with his stepdad. It's not like...
Yeah, I thought oh, we got this interesting Oedipus angle. Are we going to do anything? No? All right, well, goodbye. Goodbye, subtext. See ya.
I think you're being too hard on this movie. It was very entertaining.
Maybe if it were directed by not Bob Rafelson. But, for the love of God, Bob Rafelson, what happened? 5 Easy Pieces is just a movie about a dude having a tough time.
That was 30 years ago.
That's the problem. Everything needs a genre now. Everything, we have to cram genre. At least King of Marvin Gardens, while having a bit of this gangster genre, was able to kind of put that in the background most of the time. This was just genre galore. You have this dispossessed kid. He's saving money for something. He seems to not want to work with his dad, Jack. I go okay, this is sort of like Nicholson's playing the reverse here, right? He's the dad that the son wants the approval of. Interesting. 25 minutes in, just genre. And that's all. And we don't get off the train after that. Train has left the station. We're stuck on it to Beijing.
Wow. I love the callback. I'm just supremely entertained by this movie from start to finish. with no exaggeration in my voice. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe how I'm like, all right, I'm on board for the entire ride. It was great. I was like, it's moving fast, nothing's lagging. Nicholson's completely dialed in. He's ready to go. He's playing ball. He's getting all messed up with the stitches on his face. That was fun.
Jack again, okay, being injured for most of the movie.
Yeah. Kind of reminded me of some Chinatown.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another interesting dynamic split between us where you come at the movie and you're like, wow, much better than what we've seen recently. And I come at it like, wow, Bob Rafelson has done way better than this. What the hell happened? What the hell happened to him?
Wow. Wow.
What
You're
happened to
You're
him?
on fire today.
That's the difference in in our minds and how we approach cinema.
He's back, baby. He's back. He's got one more movie in him, and he's back.
And I'm like, where's Bob? Bob, where did you go? What happened? You were the guy.
He was, and then he kind of let it go almost immediately. After 73, he's like, nah, I dropped it. I can't pick it back up. It's too slippery.
It's just a bummer.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Like, Head wasn't...
We love Head. Head's great.
Of course we love Head, but it was kind of anarchistic and kind of fun.
Definitely.
Right? And it was saying artsy things, but in this kooky way. This movie, if it had been close to Head, okay. It was noir-y, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It broke non-noir-y tropes, which was fine, but it didn't do it in a strong or interesting way.
I thought you liked this movie.
I mean, I'll probably give it 2.5. I'd probably give it 2.5 stars when we're there.
Solid 4 stars for me.
Nah, jeez. 2.5, I think, is reasonable.
That's a winner in my book from you, though. That's like a pretty like mediocre movie to you.
I said kind of liked it. I kind of liked it. Right? It's an average film here, but Bob Rifelson's name come up, and I go like, come on, 5 easy pieces. Not Man Trouble. Give me 5 easy pieces. Bob's the guy who has said things in the past. He's a guy who can say things. He's a guy who understands cinema. I'm getting a genre flick from him, and not even a kooky postmodern one. Just
This is pretty kooky. I had a fun time.
I mean, like, the plot kept going in ways I didn't expect, so good for that. That'll make you a fun genre piece, but expect more from you, Bob.
I mean, I'm looking at the list right now. The ones we got left, that's why I'm like saying, hey, we got a good one right towards the end. I wasn't expecting it. It was a nice little surprise. I'm like, oh, I opened the box.
Bob is tanking at the box office in the 90s. Is this the end of poor Bob?
He's got one more.
One left in the chamber with Jack or by himself?
No more with Jack. Jack's like, I've had enough of this fucker. He's taking my career.
Guess it doesn't work anymore. Jack's just waning, like the star power's fading away. It's
So he's got
quite
one
surprising.
more. Bob Rafelson has one more movie coming out after this, and it is in 2002. It stars Samuel L. Jackson, Mila Jovovich, and Stellan Skarsgård.
Resident Evil lady.
Yeah, and Stellan Skarsgård.
I can't keep the Skarsgårds apart. Which one's
He's
he?
the daddy.
Okay,
He's Daddy Skarsgård.
gotcha. Who's the first name you said? Who was before
Samuel L.
Mila?
Jackson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the whole point of the star system is that even if your movie's not great, you just have a box office draw.
I know. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Julia Roberts problem, right? Once you get past a certain age, people don't want to see old people at the theater anymore, you know?
That's so rude. That's so rude.
Maybe, though.
No, because you want to know who we can completely fight this argument with?
What?
Who wasn't a box office star until she was like in her mid-50s?
Who?
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, okay.
It's true. She used to make all
Ironweed.
the Oscar bait movies. She still does make those, but she's like, then she makes The Devil Wears Prada in 2006, and it's like $100 million. First time in her career, I think.
Yeah, that was also based off a popular book, though.
But then it's just like every other movie she's making, and is now like making,
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, big $100 million one.
August Osage County.
I think that was a big one.
The ant bully.
Is that her? Are you just naming Julia Roberts movies now?
She was the queen ant in that movie for 2 seconds.
I don't remember that. I remember Nicolas Cage is in The Ant Bully, though.
Yes, he also was.
He's the lead actor.
He's also a wizard.
Yeah, he's right. That's so funny. He's
The one
wizard
ant. There's nobody finds it weird or special or unusual. He just happens to be a wizard.
I think it's because Nicolas Cage was like, I'd like to play a wizard ant. That'd be cool. I've never played a wizard ant before. I've played a wizard, but not one that was also an ant.
No, he didn't play a wizard. He played a sorcerer.
Well, I mean, it's a fine line
They're
between
different.
magic.
No. Wizards are wisdom base and sorcerers are charisma base. And there's a reference for you there, nerds. Nerd!
Wow.
There's a nerd reference for you out there.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I lost all my nerd cred.
All right, Joe, well, real quick, let's sneak in a football round the world.
Ah!
Football round the world. Well, as I mentioned last week, the Charlie Brown of the USFL, the Pittsburgh Maulers, somehow found themselves in the championship game. And we're like, wow, Cinderella season? No. As I had predicted, sort of got smashed by the now repeating champions, Birmingham Stallions. But I was suspicious, Joe, last year. Because last year, all the games were played in Birmingham. Every game that every team played. So they had, like, all-year home turf advantage. This year, they played the game at the Football Hall of Fame. So I couldn't blame them on that. But here's my conspiracy theory. It seems odd that the Pittsburgh Maulers, being the best defensive team in the league, are only 4-6. The league seems to not want to encourage defense, which has been the trend in the NFL, but it's never looked as bad as this, where a defense can be so strong and powerful and yet can win less than half the games. Their offense obviously isn't great, but that's still a suspicious number, I'll say. That's all I'll say on that. All right, let's get to Last Looks.
Last looks. Jack, please make another one of these. Please, one more. This reminded me a little bit, and it's been a couple of years since I've seen it, but there's a David Mamet movie starring Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito, and Delroy Lindo called Heist. And it's about jewelry heist, I believe.
That cast sounds great.
I know. I think it's really good. I watched it when I did my Hackman thing a couple years ago.
Well, 3 of those guys, slam dunk actors.
Absolutely. But I mean, I think that movie's a lot better than this one, but I think it's like in the old man doing a heist thing. It's a good genre.
They would be old.
Also, Michael Caine was like the king of that back in the day. He was always in all the heist movies.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool callback for him to come back in here. And then his career is dead in a ditch, and Nicholson's like, "Come on, one more, buddy. We've never been in a movie together. But want to be my buddy in this? You can look like shit. It doesn't matter."
They're on the set and they're drinking up the wine, and then Jack's like, "Hey, would you like to try some cider?" And he has a sip and he goes, "I've got an idea for a movie. This cider's so good. I want to be in a whole house of it."
I don't think that's what that movie's about. I was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, that?
Yeah. Why does Jack Nicholson do this movie?
Yeah, why does he do this?
I'm actually surprised it's nice that he went back to help out old Bob after Man Trouble.
Because he just got a nice fat check. And
Well, the attempt was, and he got Michael Caine, and he was really trying to get Ethan Hawke, although I don't think that would have made the difference.
I think it would have made a little bit of a difference. Ethan Hawke is definitely more interesting.
Maybe
actor
a
than Stephen
tiny
Dorff.
bit. You got rising pop star Jennifer Lopez in this film. I just surprised it didn't make more money. And this is me being mad on the film. It just seemed like a movie that maybe it doesn't make its budget back. It's so paltry what this movie made, though. It's basically nothing.
It's really bad.
Nothing. $30 million and you got one out of it? I don't know. Like, and it doesn't speak well for Jack either. Just people aren't coming for Jack anymore. And like, it felt like at the beginning that this era, once he got big, never came. It never felt like Jack Nicholson wasn't this household name that people want to see. So this is what we learned. It's just kind of my first time being surprised by when people stopped going to see Julia Roberts movies. I got it. You know, I knew that was coming. This, quite surprised. I'm quite surprised.
Yeah, because Jack can kind of switch between genres pretty easily. Julia kind of had like a lane, and then she branched out a little bit, but she had her lane.
And she's got the range to do it, like doing something like Ben is Back. But like maybe she's just like, I can do what I want now. But then she did Ticket to Paradise. But she was with Clooney, so I guess I get it. When's the Sam Esmail thing coming out?
December.
Okay.
I
was worried it got pushed back to
very
next year.
much playing a big play for Oscars.
Yeah, okay. That's what I got. So, well, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Jean-Luc Brodard, whoever they may be. Lev, did you look that up?
Uh-oh.
What? Just been sitting around for 50 minutes?
I know. Can you believe it?
All right, well, I don't need that, but I'll thank you for being the audio maven that we are craving. I'd like to thank my co-host, Joe Veckman, for stopping by.
Oh, thank you.
And I am your host, Patrick Scahill. You may find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar-sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
Tacos, ooh, tacos so good in my tummy, yummy, yummy, give me more. I love you, Ben. You almost make me forget about tacos.
So I've kind of figured out our dynamic.
On the show?
On our show. I figured out our dynamic. It came to me as I was watching this movie. I go, well, okay. Joe,
Okay. Oh, God.
5 easy pieces. Patrick, King of Marvin Gardens. That sort of explains it all.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting it.
What are you saying?
Joe, 5 easy pieces.
5 easy pieces.
Joe would prefer 5 easy pieces.
Over King of Marvin's
Over
Garden?
King of Marvin Gardens. Patrick would prefer King of Marvin Gardens over 5 easy pieces. I'll dumb this down for you.
Shut the fuck up, you asshole.
Joe would prefer The Raven, but Patrick would prefer The Terror. Okay. Is all making sense?
Yeah.
This is, it's not. But it makes sense though, right? 5 easy pieces versus Marvin Garden.
Yeah, I like that movie more.
Yeah, no. But do you know why?
Tell me. No,
No. You gotta feel it.
I'm lost right now. I'm like, yeah, I like those movies more. I thought you liked 5 easy pieces, though.
No one's saying I don't like 5 easy pieces. That's not what's being discussed. What I am saying is I would prefer watching Marvin Gardens to 5 easy pieces.
Okay. Are you saying something about our movie we watched today?
No, I thought of it since Bob Reifelson's name came up, and I was thinking about his past movies. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, 5 easy pieces. Well made, clean, exciting, good straight follow through.
Uh-huh.
Casablanca type film.
Okay.
Just well made altogether. All right? King of Marvin Gardens. Mm-hmm. Got some flaws. Not perfect, but doing some weird shit.
Okay.
Strong, bold visual choices. Some plot dynamics or risks that maybe don't always work, but were worth the effort or the attempt to see if they might. That's the difference between you and I.
What the fuck?
That's the difference. You prefer great crafted cinema. You love it. You want your movies to be well made. I get it. Patrick, just need them to be need a little edge to them.
Okay.
Even if they're not perfect, I'll take it.
So what are we trying to say about this one?
Well, let's find out.
Oh, God damn it. I mean, I think I know what you're saying. Like, yeah. I mean,
You gotta feel it. I tried to put it into words, but it doesn't get the full thing across. But you gotta feel it out a little bit. Feel those two movies.
I
and you go
100%
like,
agree with
okay.
everything. Even your dumbed down, like, poking
Terror
fun
versus Raven.
at... Yeah, but, I mean...
Yeah.
How many more unsubtle jabs are you going to attack my
They're
intelligence?
not jabs. I'm not attacking your intelligence, Joe.
It's a shift
I was-
to the stomach with you.
I was making a joke.
Uh-huh.
Raven versus Terror. It's kind of a funny joke.
Well, hold on. Where did I rank the Raven and the Terror? Let's see. Hold on. Did I really like the Raven?
You're not being honest with yourself if you didn't like Raven more than Terror.
The Raven, I gave
You
3.5
thought the Raven
stars.
was fun. Yeah.
All right. What did I give the Terror? 2 stars.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You gave it 1.5 stars, you asshole. You
I didn't like
that
either of
movie.
them. I didn't like either of them, but I'm not. It's about preference.
Yeah.
So I took examples from both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. What'd you give? Raven, you did give 1 star though.
Okay, I'll do the movie.
I have
Hold on,
so
I gotta
much to
find my
talk about
water.
with this
Where's my
stupid
water?
and wonderful movie.